Alright, we are in downtown Wichita, small little town, the sort of southeast central-ish part of Kansas, and there are some millennial nuggets here. We have already gone around this building, which right now they're doing work on it. It's a Catholic church, but you can tell by the cross in the middle it was not originally. And they have a service going on, so we're gonna try and get back inside. The inside is exacting, and the unbelievable, beautiful architecture that is commonplace with the millennial buildings that are all over the world, in every city and every town, and this is no different. Over here is another building, and over there is another one. We've already taken tons of photos, but you can see the little spires up there. We are documenting all of this to share with all of you little seasoners. Sorry about the wind. It's the Midwest, but if any buildings were here during the little season, it is these. We've looked up close at details that we'll be sharing, and yeah, it's just been a little overwhelming. There's this massive structure over here, so I guess we can go this way. They all have the classic, if we hold that and just keep pointing it that way, my pants are falling out. They all have the classic metal roofs. They have underlying distress that's been fixed probably a long time ago. Typical of buildings that might be 1,000 years old or more, like this one. And of course the statue on the top of that would be new, but they have the metal roofs, some of them covered by shingles now, but with spires. You see the metal roof on that one is still there, for collecting the free energy. And have we seen that building?
No, not yet.
Oh, is that where we're going?
No, but we could.
Yeah, let's check that out. Okay, so we keep finding more. And look at this beautiful, unbelievable. Let me zoom. I mean, they're repairing or rebuilding the metal spire on the top of that. The video doesn't do it justice how big it is. And then there's a modern building, big black ugly cube. Very boring. But this town is littered with these old structures with the cymatic windows. I've got pictures of the stained glass, which is just unreal looking. Doesn't even look like craftsmen could even duplicate it today. And of course, on the last building, where there was a placard, the placard's missing. And of course, right there, that's new, but that building is not. You see the cymatic designs on the windows, and there's stained glass, but the stained glass is all behind yellowed, faded plexiglass that they've had to protect it with. See if we can get a shot over here, so you can see the incredible detail behind that yellow stuff. And features that we don't know what they do, but we know water was a part of it. And of course, elements of mud flood and sinkage are everywhere. So, not saying that these are or are not. They could just be basements. But Even these painted gutters, these are bronze, folks. Who makes bronze gutters? There's another incredible stained glass hidden behind yellowing. Here's a saint. The halo. Basement areas. I don't know what this building is exactly. It was obviously a church. The sign's gone now, but this is... Alright, here we go. Central Christian Church, 1879 to 1947. Jesus Christ himself being the chief cornerstone, in whom all the building fitly framed together groweth into a holy temple of the Lord. Ephesians 2:20-21. And of course, you can see the new construction here. The original there. This is incredible stuff. Here's a strange place where there was once what looks like an electrical outlet. And of course, trash blowing around because it's the little season and Satan's world's full of trash and homeless people. That's what he does. He destroys lives. Hopefully finding... Hold this a second. I'm tucking my shirt in even if I look like a nerd. So quit falling down. I can make this video. I look like Urkel in a minute. Did I do that? Alright. So, obviously the Catholic Church has taken over a lot of these buildings worldwide. But that certainly is a cross with the circle around it. We've got pictures of the same thing on the other buildings here. It's a courtyard. You see the age. You see what's new and what's old. That tree's pretty old and not nearly as old as the building, I'm sure. It's a shame they painted the gutters. But look at this. Stained glass underneath. Incredible. Mimicked over here, same thing. And then you have roofs that are metal covered in slate. And back. And we're gonna walk by and keep an eye on the windows. You can see extremely ornate. Oh my goodness, look at this. Look at that. We'll come back and take pictures of these, so we'll have still shots to share. Here's the top of the gutter. Of course, they added the metal stuff to keep the birds out of it from making nests, but who builds like that anymore? We might have another building suspect over here next door, because they tend to build these things together. Here's, we got some more architecture. Not sure what's newer and what's older. All of it's old. All of it, but even... Here we go. Here's a close-up of some of the gutter. I don't know what's like 1800s, early 1900s here. Probably the windows. Or if it's all millennial. Some of the buildings we've seen where doors are replaced with smaller ones, but you can tell there were larger ones, and you'll be able to see those in the still shots. This is definitely one of the smaller of the buildings. This building's useful. The camera. A lot of homeless people are staying around here, sadly. Looks like there's artwork hanging in the windows up there. But not sure if this shows signs of mud flood or just basement. You know, it is Tornadoville here, but look at the stained glass. Zoom. That's there or what it serves. Maybe just support. But all of this is what's the stone?
Limestone.
All of this is a local limestone, but these are the smallest blocks on this building. Look at that. Look at these. Stones that are massive, like this one over here that we've already taken a ton of pictures of, and also it's an old light fixture of some kind, gutter. So we're gonna try and get in these buildings, have a look around, especially the big cathedral over there, the big cathode, and see what we can see. The inside of that is magnificent. We've already taken tons of shots of this. That piece in the front there with the soldiers is newer. Obviously you can tell by the discoloration, but yeah, little gemstones here in lovely Wichita. In the spring, oh, the plants are just starting to bud out their green leaves. Wow. Okay. Well, enough of the video. One last pan around of this building. All of them churches. All of them with crosses that don't have Jesus still crucified to it. A sure sign of their origin. Alright. Look at the pictures, wherever I end up putting them. I'll tell you in the comments.